Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome back. Yes, it's that time again. It is Sunday here in Dubai. And today we want to touch on a very interesting subject. A young lady asked me this question. She said, I watch a lot of this red pill knowledge. I watched a few of your channels. And there's something that I find interesting. A lot of these guys on these shows refer to modern woman. What is a modern woman? And I took a second to think about it for a second because, we sort of throw that term around a bit. I don't use it very often because as far as I'm concerned, we are now in modern times. Tradition, which is the opposite of modern, you got traditional and you got modern. We tend to start to look at these two things as something separate. Women have now so-called evolved into a different type of woman. And for sure, that is a fact. It has happened. Feminism has pushed this whole serious agenda that have basically made women sort of a hybrid between a male and a female. And that is supposed to be okay, apparently. So I gave her my opinion of what a modern woman was. And it's simply a woman who do not or no longer adhere to traditional views on relationships. That means back in the day, the woman stayed home, took care of the kids. The woman knew and understood her role as a female, that was part of the plan. She is designed to biologically carry kids. Men can't do that. Men understood their role that, hey, he has to work hard, make enough money so that he could provide for wife and kids. But now women are in the workplace. Women say, I can do it just like men can do it. And I want to be able to do what a man can do. And I will outsource the rearing of the kids to someone else, to a nanny, to a childcare, to the school system. That is the way I'm going to run my life because I want to operate as a man do. I should have those advantages like men do. And of course, a lot of the feminists have pushed this notion that being bare feet and pregnant and in the kitchen at home is a bad thing for a woman. However, what we're now seeing is that a lot of women have now identified that this whole working shit isn't exactly as what it's cut out to be. A lot of women are in the workplace, they're commuting back and forth. They realize this shit is hard. I'm not growing in the workplace as I should be. I'm not the boss bee as I should be. And even when they become boss bees, they realize, holy crap, this is hard. I have to maintain. It's a cutthroat business. I'm out of my norm, meaning she has to become masculine to compete with other men. It's a tremendous amount of stress because she's not used to operating as a man. She's female. So we're now seeing a modern society that is having less kids, but the woman is basically saying, I can't have kids and be in the workplace. Maybe I'll have one. Maybe I'll have two. So birth rates are low all over the Western world. She's basically saying, I'm tired. I deserve to be happy. So she's no longer staying in marriages as long as she should because it's not about the family anymore. The importance of the family isn't there. It's all about me and my happiness. So we're seeing, like you noticed in my video a couple of days ago with the woman who left a good man in order to be happy and then realized when she got out on the streets after 5 years leaving her man, she's now 45 years old, she realized, shit, there's nothing out there for me. And these stories play out all over the internet every day. If you want to see it, just go to TikTok and just go in the search engine and put in single at 40, single at 30, and you'll just see women crying because they screwed up. They put themselves first and then realized that, in the meantime, while I'm putting myself first, I'm going to put down men. I'm going to bash men. I don't want any men who are below me or making less than me. And it's a whole slew of other problems that come with it. Because you add to that, I don't need a man mantra that women have freaking been pushing for the last 30 years. They have become this type of woman. And I want you guys to listen to this one video.
I'm unemployed. I'm 30 years old. I'm unemployed. I am living off the very end of my savings. I switched jobs 3 times in the past 2 years. I got dropped by the last podcast network that I was with. I have no 401k. I have a very small Roth IRA. I have no desire to get married or have kids for the foreseeable future. And the worst part is, with all of this dysfunction, I'm not even famous. I'm not even considered an it girl by New York Magazine. And more often than not, my algorithm makes me feel like I am completely irrelevant. And I guess all that is to say that I am so not where I thought I would be at 30 years old, or where I thought I should be at 30. You know, when my life was a confusing mess at 25, as it is for so many people, I always thought to myself, just make it to 30, make it to adulthood, and you will be fine. You will have it all figured out. And guess what? I'm here. And I wake up most mornings going, bro, what the
So we find that a lot of women cannot do this. Now, if she was a man, she would be considered a loser. No woman would even blink an eye at him. But she's a woman. So what will happen? She could easily find a guy that will simp for her, take care of her. She's an attractive woman. She's white. No problems at all. You know, she don't have any issues. But she forces herself to stay single because she's basically following the whole mantra. I don't need a man. I don't need a husband. I don't want any kids. So it's pretty much an empty life that she lives. She's trying to be famous online. It's not working out. So what do you tell a woman like this? Fast forward 20 years from now, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good for her at all. There's another video that she did, and I want you guys to listen to this one as well, because she's in trouble. Something is not clicking up here.
I have visceral, vibrating anxiety about nothing with no specific triggers. I have a dependency on stimulants in the daytime and benzos in the nighttime. I have paranoia about becoming addicted to or dysfunctional without pills. I have horrendous side effects from the stimulants that everyone seems to glorify, like emotional numbness, lack of empathy, no concept of time, jaw grinding, neck and shoulder pain, anxiety, and hyperactivity. I have difficulty understanding how people perceive me or perceiving myself. Binge eating, can easily fall asleep literally anywhere but my own bed. Horrible cuticles, can and often does rave soberly. Zero time management skills. Motivating myself to do the smallest, easiest task is really challenging, even things like brushing my teeth. I can't finish a task because I'm too existentially worried about wasting time or the passage of time. I have no concept of time a lot, including like what day of the week or what time it is, how much time is left, etc. I'm between 5 and 30 minutes late for absolutely everything. I have a packed, optimized calendar on both paper and Google, and I always forget to reference it. I constantly think everyone is mad at me. Often they are mad at me because of said forgetfulness or lateness. I have a need for constant emotional, physical, and sexual reassurance. I can be obsessed with myself and then hate myself within the span of a few hours, and everything feels literally like the best or the worst with little gray area.
Woo! Any takers? Anyone? Anyone? Wow. I don't know how to actually analyze that more than wow. Yeah. You guys let me know. That's the best I can do. You guys let me know. Because this is where a lot of women are in today's modern society. This is what happens when a woman tries to go outside her character, outside of who she is as a feminine individual. They end up like this. This is a woman who has lost who she is as a gender. This is a problem. So many women are on medication, psych meds. It's the biggest seller these days. And there has to be a correlation between the two. Women being out of pocket, out of their norm, and actually struggling with life. If you think I'm wrong, let me know what all the reasons they are. Listen, man, I've known people with mental health issues simply because they were either gay, they're out of their character, they were fighting it. Some of my friends have actually committed suicide because they weren't what society deemed them to be. So when a person fights their nature, it can go horribly wrong.
So it's fucking Saturday and I'm single. My roommate ran off to be with her boyfriend. My other friends are busy or working. Both my children are with their fathers in Florida. And I dumped my fucking boyfriend because he's a lying sack of fucking sack lie. So I decided that today I'm going to get higher than giraffes' pussies, take myself out for some tacos, go home and fuck myself at the end of the night because why not? Right?
Oh, gosh. Wow. Yeah. And there are tons of these videos up there of women just bellowing their pain out online. Ladies, it's not going to get any better. Now, I want you guys to listen to this short piece on Mr. Rollo Tomasi explaining certain problems to these females on a podcast.
Yeah, no, sir, you're giving me unsolicited advice, and you don't know me or my dating. You don't know how I communicate with men,
so you don't want to take the guidance. Fair enough.
I didn't ask you for guidance.
What if the women at this table like thought that your guidance was just like trash? Like we're just like this guy is just like I would never listen to this
that's
guy.
True narcissism.
So let me see if I can insert something here, because what you're saying is two different things here. When we're talking about, I think one of the reasons why women end up in a situation where like, I don't trust men. I don't, like we just watched the very first video that was on here. We don't need men, don't need men, nobody need men. When I was on Dr. Phil, I told Dr. Phil that there's an overwhelming, let's just say zeitgeist, right? There's this overwhelming like atmosphere that men are superfluous right now. And I had to explain to him what superfluous meant. But meaning like they're nice to have around, but they're not absolutely necessary because I make my own damn money. I went to college. I went and I got my own damn business together. I got my own money. And they get to be 34 and they go, well, where are all the good guys? But the problem is that up to that point, when you get into your mid 30s, and you're looking at guys who aren't going, or you said a worthy man. You want to submit your life to a worthy man, not just any old motherfucker, but a worthy guy who's got his shit together, who makes more money than you, probably more educated than you, probably taller than you, probably more physically impressive, like at least in some way so that you can look up to that guy. 100%. Okay. You cannot, women cannot look up to a man that is their equal. So the guy has to be at least this much better than you are on that scale.
100%.
So the problem is that women have become the men that they want to marry at this stage. So they can't find those guys anymore. And so what happens is they have that fear, that instinctive, insecure fear that they're never going to be able to find that guy. And so what do? They try to ensure their security because they are the vulnerable sex. They try to ensure that security by becoming men, by becoming the guy that they wanted to marry. And that, I think, is probably the number one problem that women face today, is the fact that they fear that if they get with the guy, he's going to cheat, he's going to leave, he's going to fuck his secretary, I'm going to invest all of my sexual capital and all my agency and all my life into this guy. And there's always that outside chance that he's going to leave once he gets paid, right? Once he wins the lottery, once he makes partner in the law firm, once he becomes a surgeon, when he becomes a winner, I'm going to be the loser because the things that made me attractive to him prior to all of this, those are a depreciating asset at this point. So what happens is women try to ensure their long-term security by themselves. And the guys that's one of the reasons I think women are so frustrated, because average women don't want to get with average men today because they can't be as paid as you. They can't be as educated as whatever else that you made yourself. So we're looking at a generation of women who are fearful that that those guys are going to leave, or something's not going to work out for them. And so therefore, once they've got all that security, then they find that they can't get the guys that they're hoping they're going to get, the worthy guys that they would want to submit their lives to.
Yeah.
That's the number one problem that women have right now.
Holy shit, Rollo, did I just agree with?
And the reason why women see men like this is because that's who they are by nature. That's why when a woman starts to make more money than the man that she's with, she leaves him. So she thinks that every man is like this. That's the big issue. What she's trying to do is take the traits that she has naturally and put it on the man. Remember, ladies, men make money so they can build a family. women make money so that they don't need a man. The minute a woman makes more money than the man, she then says, I don't need him. And then she tries to monkey branch to a man that has even more than her. But men don't think that way. Men will marry the McDonald's fry flipper. Fry flipper, the person on fries at McDonald's. He will. So it's a sad story that we're seeing, and it's pretty depressing to watch, actually.
I don't care what happened to you I'm a 40-year-old man.
You got a daughter?
No, I don't.
But that's not fair.
But my point is this.
Right.
You all wouldn't care if a man came to you feminine and said, my dad wasn't in my life. My mom didn't teach me this. You say, bro, you're 38 years old. I don't want to deal with a feminine man that hasn't addressed his issues. So for me, dealing with a woman that way, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I understand you had issues or whatever growing up and you had to be a certain way. But I'm not going to put up with it as far as trying to be in a relationship with you because you don't know how to be a feminine woman.
So what's a feminine woman? What's your definition?
A woman that basks in her femininity. She knows how to be submissive to a man. She knows how to speak life into a man. She knows how to nurture. She knows how to take care of a home, take care of kids. She knows how to be accountable. She knows how to be reasonable. She knows how to be understanding when she's dealing with a man and knows which battles to choose when she's dealing with a man. I don't care why you're masculine.
There we go. Ladies, you have to understand that. Men don't care why you're masculine. If you're masculine, I might as well go and sleep with one of my male friends.
We're waking up and realizing the American woman mindset is altered, skewed. It's bad for business. It's bad for marriage. It's bad for life. Why is that? Because the modern day woman is very masculine. Society and the feminists have skewed and altered the matrix into having women believe, get a good education and a good job and you don't need a man. And you're seeing the percentages and the numbers and the statistics go up. More and more people are single and less birth rates are happening in America. And men are tired of it. So what's happening now, men are getting passports and going overseas to find a woman, and American women are upset and sideways about it. Number one response is, they can't handle us. And for once in your life, you're correct. They can't. Nobody else can handle you. And on top of that, nobody else wants to handle you. When a woman says this, nobody can handle me. That's why they're doing it. They're mad, they're bitter. What is the outcome that you want? Because if you're a woman that says you don't need a man, then you have no business commenting on this video and disagreeing with me.
We don't find that attractive. This is the problem. But you all think, oh, you got to accept me because I'm a strong bee. I'm a strong woman. You're masculine. That's the reality of life. How can a masculine man be attracted to a masculine woman? It is supposed to be asymmetrical. It's supposed to work the opposite. Opposites attract, not similarities. Wow. Listen, guys, I just thought I'd bring you these few videos because it's something that rings home for me. And it's a lot of times where I meet these strong women here in Dubai who think that they have to be this way. They have to be this way.
Women are taught now to pick careers before relationships, pick careers before men. So then that way, if you spend your whole lifetime trying to build a career, most women are going to put their career before their man. Women are taught to put yourself first. Experience life before you get in a relationship. Work and achieve some type of financial accolade or educational accolade before you get into a relationship. I'm just confused because when a man finally comes into your life, a man's been taught his whole life, you got to be able to have money so you can give to your relationship. I got to be a man enough so I can protect my relationship. Right now, in 2022, women are taught to do everything for themselves and nothing for a relationship. So when you ask me, are women programmed to be single? The answer is yes. Who is it by? That's another conversation. But it's because you're biting into the bait of all of this hype to do everything for yourself, do everything by yourself. We don't have a stat right now because this is new. Maybe in the next 30, 40, 50 years from now, we're going to be like, well, damn, everybody who bit on that bait is now single and probably don't want to be.
And yet, most of them don't succeed. Most of them are struggling. Usually a lot of them have to end up selling themselves on the side. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. And when I say selling themselves, you know what I'm talking about. I date this one, I get this. I date this one, I get this. Still selling themselves. Whether you get 100% into the profession and just outright sell it full time, or you're doing it part time, it's the same damn thing. So guys, let me know what you think. I'm going to cut this one short. Just want to give you a hard-hitting one this morning. Okay, so subscribe if you haven't already. Please give me a thumbs up on this video. And of course, if you want to book a session with me, get me over on askanolderman.com and book a chat. All right, so until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.